You wouldn't survive a day on an Appalachian mountain, not because of the cold or the hunger or the way the fog rolls down in thick curls like ancient ghosts brushing the skin of the pines. No, it's because time slows here, not in the way a clock ticks slower, but in the way your heartbeat forgets it ever had a rhythm. Because the wind sings lullabies in old tongues and the roots whisper truths you're not ready to hear. And you'd walk a trail thinking it loops back and find yourself at a place you've never seen, a grove of silver maples dancing without a breeze, a stillness so full of memory it hums like a cello string left ringing after a gentle pluck. And the birds here don't chirp like city birds. They speak in pauses and warnings, sometimes silence louder than any crow. And if you sit by the creek, that one behind the moss-covered stone where the salamanders still remember your name if you listen, you'll find the water isn't just flowing, it's telling stories in patterns you feel rather than hear. Stories about a fox that wore moonlight on its tail. Stories about a girl who sang to fireflies and disappeared into the stars. Stories about a time when trees walked and rivers flew, and you'd feel your feet itching to leave but your heart swelling to stay, caught between two worlds that don't know your name. And that's why you wouldn't survive, not because you'd die, but because you'd be swallowed whole by a place that doesn't care what you do, who you know, what you've built, only what you're willing to feel. And feeling here is dangerous. It sinks into your bones like a song you can't stop humming, a gentle madness that makes the moss seem softer than your bed, makes the owls hoot more honest than any voice you've known, makes the stillness heavier than noise. And you'll walk and swear you're circling, but the trees keep shifting like shy dancers in a dream, always there but never the same, always watching but never judging. And if you rest too long under that crooked elm near the ridge, you might fall asleep and wake up 100 years from now with moss on your eyelashes and roots growing gently over your chest like a warm, leafy blanket. And they'll say you vanished, but the mountain will remember you, not as a name or a face, but as that sigh in the wind, that shape in the fog, that moment of quiet just before the rain. And you'll live on in the hush between branches, the glint of mica on a trail no map shows, the laughter of a stream that knows more secrets than any man ever dared whisper. Because this place doesn't take prisoners or offer prizes, it offers you a mirror, one you can't break or look away from. And if you're not ready to meet the version of yourself that doesn't need language or pride or even thought, you'll run, not from fear but from the soft terror of peace. And oh, how few can survive peace when it comes without permission. When it floods your chest and presses its forehead to yours and says, "Remember." And you don't know what you're remembering, only that your soul aches with recognition, like hearing a lullaby your mother never sang, but somehow you know every note, every word, every sigh. And when night falls, and the stars come out like tiny eyes of ancient animals watching from the velvet, you'll feel so seen, so small, so infinite, you won't know whether to laugh or weep. And that's the point, isn't it? Because this place isn't meant to be survived, it's meant to be surrendered to. And surrender isn't weakness here, it's the only strength that matters. And you'll find yourself laying in a bed of fallen leaves, curled up like a child, listening to the slow heartbeat of the land, louder than any machine, slower than any breath, steadier than any love you've known. And in that moment you'll understand what the mountain has always known, that nothing you build will last, nothing you say will echo forever. But if you listen, truly listen, You'll become a part of something older than words, older than thought, and you'll stop trying to survive and start remembering how to live, like the deer who walks without fear beneath the waning moon, like the wolf whose eyes reflect stars, like the fern that uncurls not knowing who sees but trusting the sun anyway. And maybe, just maybe, if you stay long enough, quiet enough, soft enough, the mountain will breathe with you, not around you, and you'll become the sigh in the pines, the hush between raindrops, the warmth that lingers in the earth after a long day, and people will walk this trail and pause, not knowing why. Only that something here feels like a story waiting to be told, a dream not yet dreamt, and they'll carry that with them without knowing your name, and still, you will have lived truly. Lived not in the way cities count years or lovers count kisses, but in the way moss grows, slowly, silently, persistently, beautifully, until all that's left of you is wonder. And wonder is enough, always has been, always will be. And if you stay just one more night, just one more breath beneath that endless quilt of stars that seems stitched into the black with silver thread by hands long forgotten, you'll start to forget what clocks sound like. You'll forget what asphalt smells like in the rain. Forget the sharpness of artificial light and the way it burns away shadows instead of holding them gently. And instead you'll remember the slow drip of dew from a leaf's tip at dawn. The rustle of a fox slipping through underbrush with purpose but never hurry. And you'll begin to move like that too, with intention but without rush, each step less a stride and more a conversation with the land beneath you. And you'll start to speak again, not with words, but with the soft movements of belonging. Because when you kneel beside the roots of an ancient beech and place your palm on its bark, you'll realize you are not asking questions anymore, only listening. And in that listening you'll hear truths that require no language, only stillness. And maybe for the first time in your life you'll understand that stillness isn't absence, it's fullness, so rich and layered that to hear it requires the shutting down of everything you once thought made you real. Ambition, memory, identity. And instead you'll be made real by your silence, by your patience, by your willingness to be nothing but breath and skin and openness. And when the morning mist rises like incense from the ground and you walk through it barefoot, you'll feel it clinging to your ankles like soft fingers saying stay, stay, stay. And maybe you will. Maybe you'll stop chasing destinations and just lie down in a field that's never been named and let the grasses cover you in their golden shiver. And if you close your eyes there, you won't sleep, not exactly. You'll drift, like clouds do, like seeds do, like wishes whispered into the ear of a breeze, and your body will forget its weight. Your heart will forget its wounds, and you'll remember what it felt like before the world asked you to prove yourself, before it told you you were not enough unless you produced, achieved, consumed. Because here the moss doesn't ask who you voted for, the stones don't care what car you drive, the ravens do not question your credentials, they only ask, are you still enough to hear us? Are you quiet enough to feel? And if you answer yes, even if you're not sure, even if your yes is trembling and fragile and half-born, the whole mountain will lean in closer, not to test you, but to welcome you. And you'll feel it in the air, the shift, like being invited into a sacred room you didn't know you'd already been living in. And your fingers will twitch to touch everything, every pine needle, every patch of lichen, every acorn and curled leaf and broken eggshell, because it will all seem impossibly important, impossibly beautiful, and in this way you'll become small again, not insignificant but essential, a part of the great quiet choreography that plays whether you notice or not. And once you notice, you'll never unnotice. And when the wind moves through the trees, you won't just hear it, you'll feel it pass through you too, as though your ribs are another kind of branch and your breath is one more leaf dancing on the current. And isn't that what it means to be alive? Not to own or conquer or master, but to be moved, to be swayed, to be part of the great breathing body of the world. And maybe after a while, if the mountain decides you've truly listened, it will give you a gift, not a treasure you can carry, but a moment, a vision perhaps, a memory not yours but shared, a glimpse of what the world looked like before it forgot how to dream. And you'll see the earth glowing, humming with light, trees pulsing like hearts, animals with eyes wide not in fear but in recognition. And you'll remember that you were never separate, never outside, only sleeping. And the mountain, this quiet, ancient mountain, it's not waking you. It's reminding you that you were never asleep to begin with, only distracted, only dimmed. And as that vision fades into dawnlight, you'll cry without knowing why. Only that something true brushed against you, something that loved you without asking anything in return. And you'll carry that touch inside your chest like a warm ember, like a lullaby sung by someone who has never spoken. And even when you leave, and you will leave, one day, because all stories must return to their beginning, you will not be the same. You will walk differently, slower, softer, like someone who has touched the edges of the eternal and found them kind. And people will notice, not all, but some, the ones who are still a little open, a little wild. They'll say there's something in your eyes now, something that moves like water over stone, like starlight over sleeping hills. And you won't know how to explain it, not in words. But maybe you'll take them by the hand and walk with them until the noise fades. And in that quiet, if they listen, they'll hear it too, the heartbeat of a mountain echoing inside you, steady, slow, forgiving, and unending. And almost mimics the voice of the ravine. And you'll miss it. Oh, you'll miss it like an ache you didn't know you could carry. Not like homesickness, but like longing for a part of yourself you can't reach with your fingers, only feel with your breath. And every time you hear a train or a siren or a hurried footstep, a part of you will flinch, gently, not because it hurts, but because it's too fast, too loud, too sharp, and you've been softened. Not weakened, softened like leather worn. In just right, like river stones made smooth by years of surrender. And there will be moments, on a crowded street, in the hush of a winter night, in the flicker of candlelight reflected in someone's tired eyes, when the stillness returns, just for a heartbeat, and you'll feel it again, the mountain, the memory, the knowing, and your eyes will fill without reason, because not all tears come from sorrow. Some come from remembering the weight of being alive, and that weight is sacred. And when you sleep now, it's not just rest, it's communion, because your dreams have changed, they've slowed, grown wider, deeper, no longer full of noise and scramble but of roots and wind and sky. And sometimes, just before you fall, you'll hear the whisper again, soft, earthy, kind, you are still here. And you'll understand that presence isn't a thing you chase. It's a place you return to again and again, like a creek winding home. And some days you'll forget. Of course you will, because forgetting is human. And this world of metal and motion is loud and clever and relentless. But even in the forgetting, you'll carry a small echo of stillness, like moss hidden in your pocket, and you'll begin to find others who carry it too. You'll see it in the way their shoulders soften when the wind brushes their cheek, in the way their voice lowers when speaking of rain, in the way they pause, not because they've lost their thought, but because they're listening for something deeper, and you'll trade glances, sometimes nothing more, but it will be enough, like two lanterns flickering in the same fog, and you'll know you're not alone, that the mountain has many children, scattered like dandelion seeds on the wind, growing quietly in the cracks of cities, in the silence between songs, in the slow dance of hands folding bread or brushing hair or tracing bark. And one day, maybe years from now, maybe tomorrow, you'll return. Not because you're running, but because your bones will hum with direction, and you'll follow that song back to the edge of the world, to the place where road turns to gravel and gravel turns to moss and moss turns to breath. And you'll step past the last sign, the last fence, the last name, and the air will shift again, like it did that first time, and the trees will lean just slightly, not enough for anyone else to notice. But you'll feel it, that lean, that welcome, and you'll kneel, not because you're tired, but because you've remembered how to be small again, how to greet the world with reverence instead of expectation. And when you press your palm into the earth, you'll feel the pulse again, slower than any drum, deeper than any word, and it will say only, "Welcome home," and you'll weep, not from sadness, not from joy, but from fullness, because there will be no edges left between you and the world, and the moss will remember you, and the stones will remember you, and even the silence will hold your shape, and maybe, just maybe, you'll finally understand that this was never about surviving anything. It was always about remembering how to belong. And now, as you walk deeper into that belonging, not with your feet this time, but with your breath, with your noticing, with that sacred patience that has rooted itself in the hollow places you once tried to fill with noise and plans and praise, you begin to understand that the mountain was never a place but a remembering, a deep and tender echo that lives beneath your skin like old sunlight trapped in the marrow. And everything begins to look different, not changed, but seen for the first time. The way a stone is not just a stone anymore, but a story. The way the call of a hawk becomes a question you can almost answer, and you stop asking why or how or what next, because those questions start to feel too narrow, too brittle, like shoes that no longer fit now that your soul has grown calloused in the best way. Callous like the curve of a pine branch that has known both frost and bloom. Like the paws of a fox who runs not to escape, but because running is another way of singing. And your days begin to stretch like vines toward a sun that doesn't live in the sky but inside the quiet, and your nights are no longer empty, but filled with the kind of silence that rocks you, holds you, sings to the edges of your worry until even that sharpness is worn smooth. And when you speak, your words feel like river stones too, rounded and weighted and full of memory. And even if no one understands, you do, and that's enough. Because understanding is not the goal anymore. Presence is. Presence without demand, presence without display. And the more present you become, the more the world speaks back, gently, not in grand gestures, but in the way the wind suddenly wraps around you like a shawl just when you begin to shiver, in the way the light catches on a spider's web strung between two forgotten things, in the way an acorn falls precisely beside your boot as if the tree was waiting for your return. And maybe you'll laugh. Not because anything is funny, but because laughter becomes a natural reaction to awe, and you'll laugh more now, and cry more too, and both will feel the same, like water escaping, like truth making room. And the people around you might not understand what's changed, but they'll feel it. They'll feel how your silence calms their storms, how your eyes reflect the sky even when you're indoors, how your presence makes things bloom even if they don't know what's blooming, and they might call it peace, or wisdom, or strangeness, but you'll know it's none of those things. It's remembering, still, always, remembering, and that remembering will continue long after your hair grays and your hands tremble, and when your last breath comes, it will not feel like leaving. It will feel like returning, like sinking back into the earth the same way fog sinks into the valley, softly, slowly, entirely, without resistance, without regret, and the mountain will take you back the way it always has, without question or ceremony, folding you into its chest like one more syllable in the long poem it has been whispering for eons. And maybe no one will mark the place where your body lies, but the trees will lean just slightly there, the moss will grow thicker, the birds will pause their flight and land near your bones and sing not out of sorrow but out of recognition. And someone, someday, will walk by that place and feel a hush they cannot name, a warmth they cannot trace, and something inside them will ache with memory they don't know they hold, and that will be enough, that will be everything, because you will have become part of the mountain's story, and there is no higher belonging than that, no greater love, no deeper truth, and in that truth, you are never lost, never alone, never broken, only becoming, only softening, only slowly, beautifully returning. And if you stay with me here, just a little longer, if you keep breathing with the rhythm of the leaves and the hush of the loam and the long, slow exhale of the hills themselves, you'll start to feel how time bends, how it no longer stretches forward like a road but curls around you like smoke, like a shawl, like the arms of something ancient that loves you without needing a reason. And you'll understand that healing is not a race or a checklist or a single brilliant light at the end of anything. It's the daily act of noticing the way the light shifts across the bark of a birch tree. It's remembering to sit down even when there's something left undone. It's drinking your tea while it's still warm and not while thinking of 3 other things. It's the way you hum to yourself when no one is listening and how that hum sounds more and more like the wind brushing the ferns at dusk. And yes, there will still be pain. Of course there will. Because pain is the earth's way of making room. But now even pain feels different, more textured, more honest, like a storm that waters the roots instead of drowning them. And you'll no longer flinch from it the way you used to. You'll learn to sit with it, breathe with it, like you're sitting beside a friend who doesn't need to be fixed, only witnessed. And slowly, gently, that witnessing will change everything, not by force, not by brilliance, but by presence. And your hands will begin to know what to do even before your mind does, reaching out to brush the dust from a windowsill or to cradle a bird that's hit the glass or to touch your own chest and whisper, "I'm still here." And the more you do this, the more you live like this, the more the world will begin to respond, not in fireworks, but in small kindnesses. A dog who stops to lick your fingers, a child who looks into your eyes like they've found something familiar, A breeze that lifts your hair just as you're about to weep and reminds you that sorrow, too, belongs. And slowly your heart will stop guarding itself like a fortress and start opening like a field, wide and soft and full of places for others to lie down in safety. And those who come close will not always understand why they feel calmer near you, why they breathe deeper. But it will be because you are no longer pretending, no longer rushing, no longer reaching to become something you're not. You are simply being, and that being is radiant. Even in its quiet, even in its wounds, even in the trembling mornings when the weight of the world still presses heavy on your chest, because now you know how to carry it, not by holding it alone, but by giving parts of it back to the trees, to the stones, to the sky that has never once judged you, only watched, only waited. And you'll find that you speak less, not from silence, but from fullness, and that those who listen will hear more, not from volume, but from truth. And eventually you'll stop needing to explain yourself at all, because your way of being will be its own language, and those meant to understand it will, and those who don't will drift like clouds past your mountainside, and you will bless them anyway, and wish them soft journeys, and return to your stillness without resentment, without needing them to change. And that is freedom, not the kind that screams or demands, but the kind that roots, that breathes, that is, and in that being, you'll begin to notice beauty everywhere, not the curated kind, not the polished kind, but the broken kind, the crooked teeth and weathered hands and cracked pavement with moss growing through kind, and you'll fall in love 1,000 times a day, with a bird call, with the curve of smoke, with your own tired reflection smiling because it knows something now that cannot be forgotten, and you'll begin to realize, slowly, tenderly, that maybe this was the dream all along, not the life you left behind or the one you thought you were chasing, but this sacred, slow becoming, this unraveling of everything false until all that's left is real, all that's left is soft, all that's left is the mountain you carry inside you, steady, silent, and singing. And maybe now, after all this time, though time no longer feels like something you wear like a chain, but something you carry like water in cupped hands, you begin to realize that nothing was ever truly separate, that all the lines you drew between yourself and the forest, between the bird and its song, between the ache and the healing, were only shadows cast by fear. And now, as those lines fade, as the edges of things soften into each other, you understand that belonging isn't something you earn, it's something you remember, and you were never banished, never abandoned, only distracted, only tangled in the vines of forgetting. And now, with every breath, you're untangling, not by effort but by allowing, by surrendering the idea that you have to make yourself into something worthy when the moss and the fox and the stars have never asked for your worthiness, only your presence, and even the wounds you carry, yes, those deep, pulsing, old ones, they begin to shimmer now not as curses, but as doorways, thresholds where the light gets in, where the song leaks through, and you no longer hide them, you no longer stitch them up with silence and pretend they never happened, because you see now how even the broken places grow wildflowers if you leave them open to the sun. And so you begin to live like that, open, vulnerable, alive in a way that startles even yourself sometimes. Like waking from a long fever and realizing you were dreaming you were asleep, and the way you walk changes too, not just on paths, but in rooms, in conversations, in how you listen, like the earth listens, with your whole body, and people notice. They may not know what they're noticing, but they'll lean in, they'll soften too, because presence is contagious, and stillness is magnetic, and you'll stop needing to fill every silence, to fix every discomfort, because you trust now that some things are meant to unfold in their own time. Like the slow blooming of ferns after frost, like the way the night heals without witness. And yes, there will still be days when the world overwhelms you, when the lights are too bright and the voices too sharp and the motion too fast. But now you'll know how to return, not escape, not retreat, but return to the breath, to the woods inside you, to that sacred slowness that hums beneath all chaos. And even in the noise, you'll find the thread of silence running through, and you'll hold it, like a root, like a lifeline, and you'll follow it back to yourself again and again, until it becomes instinct, until it becomes the way you live, not occasionally, but always. And people might call it peace or call it weird or not call it anything at all, and it won't matter, because names don't hold this, they never could. Just as no name holds the wind or the fire or the birth of a star. And you are all of those things now, aren't you? You are wind that has touched the back of an owl. You are fire that has learned how to smolder instead of burn. You are the spark of a story older than books, older than language, passed down in breath and soil and the way a child reaches out for something they don't yet have a word for. And still, even with all this, you stay soft, not because life has spared you, but because you no longer harden in fear of it. You let it move through you, grief and wonder alike. And when the rain comes, and it will come, you do not run, you do not shrink. You lift your face and let it baptize you, let it wash the dust of forgetting from your skin, and when the storm ends, and it will end, you find yourself not broken, but rooted deeper, stronger, more yourself than ever. And perhaps this is the quiet revolution of being alive, not to conquer the mountain, but to become it, to be as steady, as wild, as kind. And there will be a moment, perhaps on an ordinary morning, when the kettle hums low and the window fogs with breath. Or perhaps on a twilight walk, when shadows stretch long and birds trace silence across the sky, when you stop and realize you no longer crave arrival, because you are not moving towards something anymore, you are with it, always. It walks beside you, sits in your chest, watches through your eyes, and you see now that what you once called the destination was only ever a remembering of what already lived inside you, curled like a fern waiting for the warmth to unfurl. And now that you've let the warmth in, not some sudden blaze but a quiet, steady glow, you begin to trust the unfolding, even when it's slow, especially when it's slow, because you see how the snail leaves a trail that glistens like scripture, and how the moon takes its time and is no less whole for it. And now you understand the trees who do not rush to bloom, who know that bare branches are not empty but honest, and you live like that too, honest, open, willing to be seen in all seasons, not just when you're flowering, and the freedom in that. It's so gentle, so complete, that it startles you with its simplicity, because you were taught to strive, to chase, to shape yourself into something worthy. But here, in this softness, in this being, you know now that worthiness was never in question, never on trial, and suddenly the need to be understood, to be approved of, to be impressive, melts, slips from your shoulders like a shawl on a warm night. And you are left with something so much better than being liked. You are true, and true things do not need to shout. They simply stand, or lie, or stretch across the forest floor in moss and bloom where no one ever walks. And still they matter, still they sing. And that, you realize now, is enough, not to be known by the world but to be known by yourself, to rest in your own bones without apology, to breathe and know that this is living. And even on the hardest days, when grief comes like a tide, or your hands shake from the memory of what once was, you are no longer afraid of the ache, because it no longer defines you, it no longer owns you. It walks with you now like an old companion whose name you finally learn not to curse but to listen to. And some days, yes, it still sits heavy, but you know how to carry it now, with space, with breath, with the knowledge that nothing stays sharp forever, and even the hardest edges wear soft in time, and you begin to love your own resilience not as a weapon, but as a garden, wild, uneven, beautiful in its crookedness, and you begin to love your own quiet not as a lack, but as a doorway through which the world finally enters, and you stop waiting for permission to rest, to laugh, to speak slowly, to weep without a reason, and in that, everything softens, even the world, even the sky, which seems to hang a little closer now, as if listening, as if leaning in. And maybe it is, maybe the whole sky has been waiting for this version of you. Not the one you tried to become, but the one you remembered how to be, the one who belongs without effort, the one who understands that stillness is not the absence of movement, but the presence of something deeper, something rooted, something so full it no longer needs to prove itself. And maybe now, you'll sit by a fire, not for heat, but for memory, and the crackling will remind you of old songs, and the smoke will braid itself into your hair, and you'll find yourself humming. Not because the song is planned, but because it's always been there, waiting. Like the stars behind the clouds, like the mountain behind your name. And maybe, now that you've stopped running, not just from the world, but from yourself, you notice how everything slows to meet you, how the birds don't rush their flight, how the wind waits patiently at your back, how even the minutes drip softer, like honey from a wooden spoon, and you begin to live not by clocks, but by cues the earth gives freely, the stretching yawn of morning light through your window, the hush of evening when the crickets begin their ancient, rhythmic chorus, and it's then you realize you don't miss the noise you thought you needed, the constant scrolling and searching and pushing, because here, even the silence is full of story, full of breath, full of reminders that you are allowed to just be, and in that being, you become so much more than what you once chased, because now you are not defined by your striving but by your presence, not by the titles you carry but by the way your shadow moves with grace even on cracked pavement. And you stop trying to grip so tightly at people, at outcomes, at identities you wore like ill-fitting shoes. And instead, you loosen your fingers, your expectations, your need for arrival, and you let life place things in your palm like pebbles from a child's pocket, small, ordinary, full of mystery, and you marvel at each one. A conversation that feels like sunlight, a moment of laughter that bubbles up from nowhere, the quiet recognition in a stranger's eyes that says I see you, even if no words are exchanged, and you start to realize this is wealth, not what the world shouts about, but the soft accumulation of moments that ask for nothing and offer everything, and even your pain begins to change shape, not disappear, but soften, like a stone worn smooth in a river, still heavy, still real, but no longer cutting, and you carry it differently now, with reverence, with the understanding that it carved part of the vessel that now holds your joy, and you no longer resent the darkness for having once covered you, because you see how it taught you to feel the light more fully. How it taught you that even roots need shadow to grow strong, and when you meet others still tangled in that shadow, still clenching their fists and searching outward, you no longer feel the urge to pull them out. You simply sit beside them, your presence a lantern, your quiet a kind of balm, because you know now that no one can be rushed into remembering, and healing is not a staircase but a spiral, and everyone arrives at their own rhythm, and so you become a place where others can rest, not because you have answers, but because you've learned to be okay with not having them, and that comfort, that stillness, that groundedness, it calls to something in others, something ancient and tired and aching to exhale, and perhaps that is your gift now, not to fix, not to teach, but to be, fully, gently, truly, and in doing so, you remind others they can be too, and what a holy thing that is, to offer space instead of solutions, to be a mirror that reflects not perfection but permission. And when you return to the woods, or to your room, or to a street that hums beneath city lights, you carry that same silence with you like a lantern in your chest, and the mountain, though you may be far from it, walks with you still, in the way your feet meet the ground, in the way your eyes pause on ordinary beauty, in the way you no longer shrink from the vastness of being alive, but bow to it, quietly, daily, like prayer, like breathing, like something so sacred you no longer need to name it to know it's real. And now, maybe, there are days when you forget to be afraid, not because fear no longer visits you, but because it no longer owns the room, no longer takes the front seat in every moment, and instead it stands quietly in the corner like an old teacher, no longer needed, but still respected, and you nod to it, acknowledge its lessons, then go on living anyway, walking softer, but also braver. Because you've learned that bravery isn't loud, it isn't sharp, it doesn't charge ahead with flags and trumpets. No, real bravery is quieter than that. It's saying yes to the morning even when your heart is heavy. It's cooking dinner for yourself when no one is coming over. It's letting yourself laugh again even though you once promised you wouldn't. And as you move through the days like this, alive, awake, unfinished, you start to see that joy was never meant to be chased either. It was meant to be noticed, and now you do. You see it in the curve of steam rising from your cup, in the sliver of moon caught in your window glass, in the quiet knowing that your presence is enough, not because you're perfect but because you are, and that, in itself, is holy. And perhaps that's the word you were looking for all along, not success, not healing, not peace, but holy. The holiness of being alive inside a body that still aches and still sings. The holiness of holding contradiction without needing to resolve it, of feeling grief and gratitude in the same breath and letting both be true. And now you've stopped demanding clarity from every emotion, stopped needing every story to tie up neatly. Because you know now that life isn't a novel with tidy chapters. It's a song with verses that rise and fall, sometimes dissonant, sometimes divine, but always part of the same music. and you've learned to love the sound of it, even when it breaks your heart, because it's your song, and no one else can sing it quite like you. And now, when the wind moves through the trees, you don't just hear rustling, you hear welcome, you hear recognition. And when the stars return night after night without needing applause, you understand something deep in your bones about presence, about endurance, about showing up even when no one notices. And maybe that's what you are now too, a star. Not because you shine the brightest, but because you keep showing up in the darkness, steady, unchanging, full of light that doesn't ask to be earned. And when someone stumbles across your glow, maybe they pause, maybe they breathe a little easier, and maybe they don't even know why. But it doesn't matter, because the sky isn't trying to be seen, it's just being, and that is its gift. And now, finally, that is yours too. And in this becoming, this slow, steady unfolding of yourself, you find the sacred in the smallest things. The way sunlight filters through a cracked window pane and dust motes dance like tiny stars, the soft weight of a warm blanket draped over your knees, the warm cup cupped between your hands that holds not just tea but comfort, the gentle rhythm of your own breath like waves lapping against the shore you thought you'd lost but now recognize as home. And as you settle into this rhythm, you stop chasing after what the world says is important, the achievements, the approval, the endless hustle, and instead, you start to cherish the quiet victories. The morning you get out of bed despite the heaviness, the moment you speak your truth even when it trembles, the choice to be gentle with yourself when you stumble, the courage it takes to sit with your own thoughts without running away, and you realize these are the true marks of strength. Not trophies to display but roots that anchor you deep into the soil of who you are, and as your roots grow deeper, you become a shelter, not perfect, but real, a place where others can come and find refuge from their own storms. And maybe you'll never be loud or flashy or what the world calls successful, but you will be steady, you will be kind, you will be enough, and in that enoughness, you find freedom, the kind that no outside noise can drown out, the freedom to be messy, to be quiet, to be still, to be wild in the way a river carves its own path. Unpredictable but true. And as the night deepens and stars wheel overhead like ancient promises, you feel a peace that's not about having no troubles, but about living through them, beside them, with them, and still finding your way back to the light that never really left, just waited for you to come home. And maybe, just maybe, this is what the mountain wanted to teach you all along, not how to conquer, but how to belong. How to listen, how to be patient with the slow bloom of your own soul, how to carry both strength and softness without shame, and in this belonging, this listening, this patience, you find a grace so quiet it feels like a secret whispered by the wind, a gift that isn't earned but given freely, and you hold it close, wrapped in the warmth of all the days you have lived and all the days still to come, and you know, deep down, there is nowhere else you need to go, no further you need to run, because here, in this breath, this moment, this stillness, you are home. And in this place of home, where the noise of the world falls away like leaves in the wind, you begin to see yourself not as fragmented or lost, but as whole, woven from the threads of every joy and sorrow, every laughter and tear, every silent dawn and stormy night, a tapestry that tells a story not of perfection, but of resilience, of survival, of quiet grace. You learn to honor the seasons within you, the moments of bright blossoming and the times of deep rest, the times when your spirit soars and the times when it must simply wait, curled like a seed beneath the soil, gathering strength for what comes next. And with this honoring comes a gentleness toward yourself that you never thought possible, a soft kindness that settles over your heart like a gentle rain, washing away the sharp edges of self-judgment, smoothing the rough places where doubt once festered, and suddenly you understand, you are enough, exactly as you are, no matter the scars or the mistakes or the chapters still unwritten. And this realization isn't a loud epiphany but a quiet hum that grows steady and true within your chest, a rhythm that matches the pulse of the earth itself, reminding you that you belong to this world, to yourself, to the vast unfolding mystery of life. And as you carry this belonging with you, it changes how you move through the world, not with fear or expectation, but with openness and curiosity, with the willingness to be vulnerable and the courage to be seen, knowing that your worth is not tied to what you do or what others think, but rooted in the simple, profound fact of your being. And when you walk outside, the trees greet you like old friends, their leaves whispering stories only your heart can understand. The wind brushes your skin like a lover's touch, and the sky stretches wide above you, vast and infinite, inviting you to breathe deep and remember that you are part of something greater than yourself, something ancient and enduring and wild. And in that knowing, your spirit stretches, unfurls, reaches out with a fierce, tender longing to live fully, to love deeply, to rest peacefully, to be utterly, unapologetically you. And as the night falls gently around you, wrapping you in its quiet embrace, you feel a deep, abiding peace settle into your bones. A peace that carries you softly into sleep, where dreams can weave their magic, where your soul can wander free. And when morning comes, you will rise again, not as someone trying to survive, but as someone who has learned to live. And so, as you lie here, cradled by the quiet darkness of the night, your mind begins to wander, not in frantic leaps or anxious circles, but in gentle, meandering streams that flow effortlessly through the memories and hopes you hold like precious stones, each one catching a little light, a little warmth, and you realize how much you've carried all these years. The weight of expectations, the ache of longing, the fear of not being enough. And yet, here in this stillness, these burdens begin to loosen their grip, as if the night itself breathes a quiet forgiveness into your heart, whispering that it's okay to be tired, it's okay to rest, it's okay to simply be without striving, without proving, without wearing armor made of your own exhaustion. And you find yourself sinking deeper into this kindness, this grace, this acceptance, and suddenly, the world outside your window feels softer, less demanding, less urgent. Because you know that some things cannot be rushed or forced, that healing is a patient gardener tending to roots underground, unseen but relentless, that strength is not always loud or visible. Sometimes it is the quiet decision to keep going, one breath, one step, one moment at a time, and you realize that your story, every twist and turn, every joy and heartbreak, is not a mess to be fixed but a mosaic to be honored. A collection of colors and cracks and light that together forms something utterly unique, utterly beautiful, utterly you. And you think about the people who have crossed your path, those who have lifted you, those who have wounded you, those who have simply passed like shadows, and you see them all with gentle eyes, understanding that each encounter has shaped the contours of your soul in ways you might not yet fully grasp, that every touch and word, every smile and silence, has contributed to the complex, delicate architecture of your being. And with this understanding comes a tenderness for others as well, a recognition that everyone carries invisible battles, silent stories, hidden dreams, and in this empathy, you find connection, a thread weaving you into the vast, intricate tapestry of humanity. And maybe that is the truest kind of belonging, not to a place or a label, but to each other, in our shared vulnerability and strength, in our willingness to show up, to listen, to hold space, to love without conditions. And as you drift further into this thought, you notice the rhythm of your breath, slow and steady, like waves kissing a distant shore. And you let yourself be carried by this rhythm, lulled by the gentle promise of rest and renewal, knowing that tomorrow will come with its own challenges and wonders. But for now, you are safe here, wrapped in the quiet arms of night, cradled by the soft whispers of the wind, and held by the steady heartbeat of the earth itself. And as sleep embraces you fully, you carry with you this truth. You are not alone, you are not broken, you are not lost, you are home. Finally, at last, deeply, beautifully home. And as the night deepens around you, and the quiet grows thick like velvet curtains drawn softly closed, you find your thoughts drifting to the future, not with worry or haste, but with a curious calm, like a traveler who knows the road will unfold one step at a time, and each step will hold its own lessons, its own gifts, its own moments of unexpected grace. And in this knowing, you no longer feel the need to map out every detail, to control every outcome, but instead you open your hands and your heart, trusting that life will meet you where you are, with exactly what you need, exactly when you need it, like the way the earth offers rain after a drought, like the way the sun rises again after the darkest night. And you realize that patience is not a passive waiting but an active surrender, a quiet courage that says, I will be here, present and ready, for whatever comes. And in this surrender, you find freedom. Not the freedom of endless choice or escape, but the freedom that comes from acceptance, from peace, from the deep understanding that you are enough, even when the world feels heavy, even when your heart aches, even when the path is unclear, because the path itself is not the destination, but the unfolding, the becoming, the slow dance of growth and healing and learning to love yourself fiercely and gently all at once. And maybe this is the truest kind of bravery, the bravery to keep opening your heart, to keep believing in possibility, to keep stepping forward even when the ground feels shaky beneath your feet. And as you imagine yourself walking that path, you see not just obstacles, but bridges, not just darkness, but flickers of light, not just endings, but beginnings. And in this vision, you find hope, a soft, steady flame burning quietly in your chest, warming you from the inside out, reminding you that no matter what comes, you will find your way. Because you carry within you a light no shadow can extinguish, a strength no storm can break, and a love that starts with yourself and flows outward like a river, touching everything it passes, transforming the landscape of your life into something richer, deeper, more alive than you ever thought possible. And with this love, with this light, with this strength, you close your eyes and breathe deeply, sinking into the promise of rest, the promise of renewal, the promise of tomorrow, and you sleep, not as someone lost or afraid, but as someone who is whole, who is loved, who is finally at peace. And as sleep begins to weave its gentle threads around your mind, you feel yourself drifting deeper into a space where time blurs, where the rush of the day dissolves into a vast, quiet ocean of possibility. And in this ocean, you float freely, untethered from the burdens you once carried so heavily, feeling light in a way that is new and strange but welcome, like a bird learning to trust its wings for the first time. And in this weightless state, your thoughts slow, becoming soft ripples, instead of crashing waves. And you remember that life is not a race but a journey, not a mountain to conquer but a landscape to explore with curious eyes and an open heart. And maybe the greatest gift you can give yourself is permission to rest, to be still, to listen deeply to the whispers of your own soul that have been drowned out by noise for so long. And in this listening, you hear the quiet voice of wisdom reminding you that every step you've taken, every stumble, every triumph, has brought you here, to this moment of peace, this moment of grace, this moment of belonging. And you realize that you do not have to carry everything alone, that it is okay to lean on others, to ask for help, to share your story, because connection is not weakness but strength. A lifeline that anchors you to the human experience in all its messy, beautiful complexity. And as this truth settles in your heart, you feel a warmth spreading through you, like sunlight on your skin after a long winter, and you breathe it in, filling every corner of your being with light and hope and the quiet certainty that you are exactly where you need to be, exactly who you need to be. And as the night stretches on, you surrender fully to rest, knowing that tomorrow will greet you with new chances, new dreams, new reasons to keep moving forward. And until then, you are held by the night, held by the earth, held by the endless, tender embrace of being alive. And now, as the silence deepens and the world outside your window fades softly into shadows, you realize how much you have grown, not in grand leaps or sudden changes, but in quiet, almost invisible ways that reveal themselves only when you pause to notice. The way your heart beats a little steadier after storms, the way your hands no longer tremble as they reach out for connection, the way your eyes carry a new softness, a new understanding of the beauty and fragility of life. And in this growth, you find patience, not the impatience of wanting things to be different, but the patient unfolding of trust in yourself and in the slow work of healing, like a seed breaking through soil, slow but certain, persistent beyond all doubt. And you see now that healing is not a destination but a journey without end, a lifelong dance of embracing your shadows and your light, your fears and your hopes, your losses and your joys, all swirling together in a beautiful, messy, sacred dance that you are invited to join every single day. And you accept the invitation with open arms, ready to step into the rhythm of your own becoming, with kindness for yourself when you falter and courage to keep going when the path feels unclear. And you understand that life's meaning is not handed down in grand proclamations but found in the small moments. The brush of a breeze on your cheek, the sound of laughter shared, the taste of your favorite meal, the warmth of a hug, the quiet sigh of contentment. That follows a day well lived, and you carry these moments with you like a secret treasure, a steady light that can guide you through the darkest nights. And as you hold this light, you know that no matter what happens, you are enough, you are loved, you are whole. And with this knowing, you sink deeper into the gentle embrace of sleep, where dreams can weave their magic and your soul can rest, renewed and ready for whatever comes next. And as you lie here, wrapped in the soft cloak of night, you begin to notice the gentle rhythm of your heartbeat, steady and true, a quiet reminder that you are alive, that you are present, that despite all the noise and chaos of the world, there is a stillness inside you that no one can take away, a sanctuary built from the bricks of your experiences, your dreams, your quiet moments of courage and grace. And in this sanctuary, you find a space to breathe, to simply be, free from judgment, free from expectation, free from the need to prove or perform. And with each breath, you sink a little deeper into this peace, this calm, this knowing that you are exactly where you are meant to be, even when the path is unclear, even when the future feels uncertain, because life is not about certainty but about trust. Trust in yourself, trust in the unfolding, trust in the endless possibility that exists within and around you. And as you hold this trust close, it begins to spread through you like warm sunlight spilling over a quiet meadow, filling you with a gentle strength, a soft courage, a quiet hope that whatever comes, you will meet it with grace, with openness, with love. And maybe that is the greatest gift you can give yourself, the permission to be imperfect, to stumble, to fall, to rise again, to keep moving forward with a heart wide open and a soul unafraid. And as the night deepens, you feel this truth settle in your bones, a deep, abiding peace that carries you gently into sleep, where dreams can dance freely and your spirit can soar, renewed and ready to greet the dawn with open arms and a brave, kind heart. And as the darkness wraps around you like a soft, familiar blanket, you find your thoughts drifting gently to the quiet moments that have shaped you, not the loud, triumphant ones that everyone remembers, but the small, tender ones that often go unnoticed. The way a single smile from a stranger once lifted a heavy heart, the gentle touch of a friend's hand in a moment of fear. The whispered words of encouragement you gave yourself when no one else would, these are the threads that weave the fabric of your resilience, delicate yet unbreakable. And as you reflect on these moments, you realize that strength is not the absence of vulnerability, but the courage to embrace it, to show up even when you feel small or scared, to keep moving forward despite uncertainty. And with this realization comes a newfound respect for yourself, a quiet acknowledgement that you are braver than you've ever known, wiser than you've ever believed, and more loved than you ever imagined. And in this love, this acceptance, you find the courage to forgive yourself for the mistakes, to release the burdens that no longer serve you, to open your heart to the endless possibilities of tomorrow, knowing that you carry within you everything you need, the seeds of hope, the roots of strength, the wings of possibility. And as sleep beckons you deeper, you surrender fully to its gentle pull, trusting that in rest you will find renewal. In dreams you will find clarity, and in the quiet hours of the night, your soul will gather the courage to greet the new day with open arms and an open heart, ready to embrace whatever life has in store. And as you lie there in the calm embrace of night, your mind softens, releasing the tangled thoughts that have carried you through the day, like leaves drifting slowly down a quiet river. And in that drifting, you discover a space within yourself, a sanctuary untouched by noise or fear, where you can simply be, where your breath is the only sound that matters, steady and sure, a reminder of your presence in this vast, unfolding world. and you begin to sense the endless possibilities that await. Not in the distant future, but in the very moment you are in. The chance to choose kindness over judgment, patience over haste, love over fear. And you realize that every breath you take is a new beginning, a fresh page in the story only you can write. And with this realization, a gentle hope rises inside you, soft as a dawn light breaking through the darkest night, and you hold on to that hope like a precious gem, knowing that it will guide you through the days ahead, even when shadows gather, even when the path seems uncertain, because hope is not about knowing the way but trusting that the way will reveal itself as you walk step by step, breath by breath. And as you sink deeper into this peace, your heart opens a little wider, welcoming all parts of yourself, the strong and the fragile, the joyful and the sorrowful, the known and the unknown. And in that welcome, you find a profound sense of belonging, a sense of home. Not tied to any place but rooted deep within your soul, and you carry that home with you always, a steady light to guide you through whatever comes, until sleep carries you away on gentle wings, into dreams filled with possibility, healing, and love. And as your body relaxes deeper into the quiet night, your thoughts become like soft whispers, like the gentle rustle of leaves stirred by a midnight breeze, carrying with them the lessons you've gathered over the years. Not lessons learned in loud triumphs or dramatic moments, but those quiet truths that settle in the heart over time. That vulnerability is a strength, that patience is a form of courage. That love begins with yourself and extends outward in gentle ripples touching all you encounter. And as these whispers fill your mind, you feel a gentle warmth spreading from your chest, a warmth that softens the sharp edges of doubt and fear, melting away the weight of expectation and leaving behind a clear, calm space where your spirit can breathe freely. And you begin to understand that life's beauty often lies in its imperfections, in the way the cracks in a vase catch the light, in the way a song becomes more meaningful with a single missed note, in the way your own story is woven from moments of joy tangled with moments of sorrow, all combining to create a unique tapestry only you can wear. And you realize that your worth is not measured by achievements or external validation but by the simple, profound fact of your being, that you are enough as you are, here and now. And with this knowing, you feel a quiet peace settle over you like a soft blanket, and you let yourself sink deeper into rest, trusting that tomorrow will bring new opportunities to grow, to love, to learn, and to be exactly who you are meant to be. And as sleep gently takes hold, you drift away on waves of calm, carried by the steady rhythm of your breath, into a world where dreams dance freely and your soul finds renewal. And as the quiet night envelopes you completely, you find yourself drifting deeper into a world where worries soften and the endless chatter of the mind slows to a gentle murmur, like a distant river flowing softly beneath the stars. And in this stillness, you begin to hear the quiet truths that have always been there, soft echoes of wisdom whispered by your own heart, telling you that it's okay to let go, to release the need to control every outcome, to embrace the uncertainty with open arms. Because life's beauty often blooms most brightly in the soil of the unknown, and you realize that every moment of doubt, every fear, every setback has been a stepping stone leading you toward a deeper understanding of yourself, a deeper compassion for others, and a more profound love for the journey itself. And as this realization washes over you, a sense of calm and gratitude fills your being, grounding you in the present, reminding you that you are part of a vast, interconnected web of life, where every breath you take is a thread in a magnificent tapestry that stretches beyond what you can see. And in this interconnectedness, you find comfort, knowing that you are never truly alone, that you carry within you the strength of countless generations who have faced their own darkness and found the light. And as your breath slows, steady and sure, you feel your body melting into the softness of your bed, your mind gently unwinding like the petals of a night-blooming flower opening to the moonlight, and you surrender fully to the embrace of sleep, trusting that in this sacred rest your soul will heal, your dreams will nourish you, and when morning comes, you will awaken refreshed, renewed, and ready to continue your beautiful, unfolding story. And as the quiet deepens, you feel yourself floating on the gentle currents of your own breath, a soft rhythm that carries you further from the worries of the day and closer to the quiet heart of your being, where all things find their rest. And in this peaceful place, you begin to see that every experience, no matter how small or difficult, has shaped you into the unique soul you are today, a soul filled with resilience, with kindness, with an endless capacity to love and to heal. And you realize that the stories you tell yourself about who you are, stories of fear, of doubt, of limitation, are only part of the truth, and that beneath those stories lies a deeper reality, a core of strength and light that cannot be diminished, no matter what life throws your way. And with this truth held gently in your heart, you find a new kind of freedom, the freedom to be imperfect, to stumble, to fall and rise again, to learn and grow at your own pace, without judgment or rush. And as you hold this freedom close, your mind softens further, releasing the tension in your shoulders, the tightness in your chest, the restless energy in your limbs, and you feel your whole body settling into the bed, into the night, into the embrace of rest that is both a gift and a necessity. And as your eyes grow heavy and your thoughts slow, you allow yourself to drift, knowing that in this space between waking and sleeping, your spirit is renewing itself, weaving new dreams, gathering strength, preparing to greet the morning with an open heart and a brave, gentle soul. And as the night deepens around you, and your breath becomes slow and steady, you begin to feel a profound sense of surrender, a letting go of all the worries, the plans, the endless what-ifs that have crowded your mind throughout the day. And in this surrender, you discover a quiet strength, a peaceful acceptance that everything is unfolding exactly as it should, even when you cannot see the path ahead clearly. Because life is not about perfect control, but about embracing the mystery, the unknown, the beautiful unpredictability that gives each moment its unique meaning. And you realize that this very uncertainty is a gift, a space for growth, for learning, for discovery. And you feel your heart expand with gratitude for the lessons you have learned and the ones still waiting to come, for the people who have touched your life, for the moments of joy, no matter how fleeting, and even for the challenges. Because they have shaped you, made you stronger, more compassionate, more aware of the preciousness of each breath, each heartbeat, each chance to start anew. And as you hold this gratitude softly in your chest, you feel a gentle warmth spreading through you, calming every nerve, soothing every ache, filling you with a deep sense of peace, a peace that you carry with you not just in sleep, but into every waking moment, reminding you that no matter what happens, you are enough, you are loved, and you are whole. And with this knowledge resting gently inside you, you let yourself drift fully into rest, into dreams, into the sweet embrace of night where all things are possible, and your soul can dance freely beneath the stars. And as you lie there, wrapped in the soft darkness, you begin to feel the gentle pulse of life all around you, the quiet hum of the earth turning, the whisper of the wind through the trees, the faint shimmer of distant stars stretching across the sky like tiny lanterns guiding you home. And in this vast, beautiful stillness, you find yourself becoming part of something greater. A timeless dance that has carried countless souls before you and will carry countless more after. And you realize that your presence here, in this very moment, is a miracle, an unrepeatable thread woven into the intricate tapestry of existence. And with that realization comes a deep, abiding peace, a surrender that is not defeat, but a gentle trust in the flow of life, that even when the path seems dark or uncertain, you are never truly lost, because you carry within you a light that no darkness can extinguish. A light born from your own courage, your own love, your own endless capacity to hope, and as you breathe in this light, filling every corner of your being, you feel your body growing heavier, your thoughts slowing, your heart settling into a rhythm as old as time itself, and you let yourself fall into the arms of sleep, knowing that in this sacred rest, your soul will find healing, your dreams will bring wisdom, and you will awaken ready to greet a new day with a heart wide open and a spirit unafraid. And as the quiet deepens, you feel your mind softening, the edges of your thoughts blurring into a gentle haze, like the soft glow of dawn just before the sun rises. And in this hazy space, you find yourself floating, weightless and free, carried by a gentle current of peace that moves through you like a slow, warm river. And you realize that this peace is always within you, a calm center that you can return to whenever life's storms grow fierce. And as you settle into this awareness, your breath becomes your anchor, steady and sure, reminding you that no matter what happens, you can always find your way back to calm, back to yourself, back to the quiet strength that lies beneath all the noise. And with each inhale, you draw in courage. With each exhale, you release fear, and slowly, gently, you feel your body melting into the softness beneath you, your muscles unwinding, your heartbeat steadying, until you are nothing but calm, nothing but presence, ready to slip softly into sleep's embrace, where dreams can weave their gentle magic and your spirit can rest deeply, renewing itself for all the wonders tomorrow holds. And as the night wraps around you like a soft, familiar blanket, you feel yourself sinking deeper into the quiet sanctuary of your own being, a place untouched by the rush and clamor of the outside world, where time slows and your breath becomes the steady rhythm guiding you gently forward. And in this sacred space, you begin to notice the subtle beauty in the stillness, the way the silence holds a promise of peace, the way your body feels heavy and light at the same time, as if resting on clouds woven from your own dreams. And you realize that this moment, right here and now, is a gift, a pause in the endless dance of life where you can simply be, without expectation or worry. And in that being, you discover a deep well of kindness for yourself, a gentle acceptance that welcomes every thought, every feeling, every part of you with open arms. And you see that all your experiences, joyful and painful, big and small, have shaped you into a soul that is resilient, compassionate, and whole. And as this understanding settles in, You feel a warm glow spreading through your chest, radiating outward like the soft light of dawn breaking over a quiet meadow, filling you with hope and courage to face whatever comes next, because you know now that you are not alone, that you carry within you a light that can never be extinguished, a light born from the deepest parts of your being, from the love you hold for yourself and the world. And as you hold on to this light, your mind begins to drift gently, like leaves floating on a slow river, carrying you away from worry and fear and into the soft embrace of sleep, where your soul can rest, heal, and dream freely, ready to awaken with renewed strength and a heart open wide to the beauty of a new day. And as the quiet night surrounds you, wrapping you in its gentle embrace like a soft, velvet cloak, you feel yourself sinking deeper and deeper into a calm so profound it feels like returning home after a long journey, a place where every worry, every fear, every restless thought melts away like morning mist under the warming touch of the sun, and in this sacred space of stillness, you begin to notice the subtle, delicate details of your own being, the steady rhythm of your breath flowing in and out like the tides of a peaceful sea, the soft beating of your heart, a steady drum that echoes the quiet strength within you, the gentle rise and fall of your chest like a whispering wind moving through tall grass. And with each breath, you feel more connected to this deep, unshakable calm that resides within, a calm that has been there all along, patiently waiting for you to find your way back. No matter how far you have wandered, no matter how many storms have passed, and you realize that this calm is not something you need to seek outside yourself. It is your birthright, your true nature, the quiet core of your soul that no chaos can disturb. And as you settle into this truth, you begin to sense the vastness of the world beyond your own skin. The endless sky stretching above, speckled with shimmering stars that have witnessed countless stories, the ancient earth beneath you, holding memories of all who have walked its paths, the gentle night air that whispers secrets of peace and renewal. And in this vastness, you find a gentle reminder that you are part of a great and beautiful whole, a universe that holds you tenderly, lovingly, as you are, with all your strengths and weaknesses, your hopes and fears, your dreams and doubts. And this reminder fills you with a quiet gratitude, a soft awe at the miracle of your own existence. And as gratitude blooms within your chest like a delicate flower unfolding in slow motion, you feel a warm, peaceful light spreading from the center of your being outward to every part of you, soothing every ache, calming every restless thought, and filling you with a sense of safety, of belonging, of unshakable love. And you carry this love gently, as if cradling a fragile bird in your hands, knowing that it is both your shield and your guide through the days ahead, through every challenge and triumph. And as you hold this love close, your body grows heavier and softer against the surface beneath you. Your muscles unwind like tightly coiled springs released at last. Your eyelids flutter softly, drawing your gaze inward toward the deep wells of your mind, where dreams await, ready to weave their quiet magic, to carry you on gentle wings, through landscapes of hope and healing, of adventure and discovery. And you feel yourself drifting now, carried on a slow current of peace that moves through you like warm honey flowing in a calm stream. And in this drifting, you surrender fully to the night's embrace, knowing that in rest, your soul is renewing itself, gathering strength and wisdom to face the new day with a heart open wide, a spirit unafraid, and a mind clear and bright like the morning sky after a fresh rain. And as you breathe in this deep peace one last time before sleep takes you completely, you whisper silently to yourself the words you need most. I am enough. I am loved. I am whole. And with these words held softly in your heart, you fall gently into dreams, carried by the steady rhythm of your own breath, floating on waves of calm until the morning sun greets you anew, ready to begin again. And as the night deepens, the world outside fades into a quiet hush, like the soft closing of ancient pages in a timeless book, and you find yourself embraced by this stillness, held tenderly as if cradled in the arms of the universe itself, where every breath you take is a gentle reminder of the life pulsing through you, steady and sure, like the beating of a sacred drum in the heart of all things. And in this sacred rhythm, you begin to feel your worries loosen their grip, unraveling like threads pulled gently from a tapestry, until only the softest, kindest feelings remain, a profound sense of peace, a deep well of gratitude, and a quiet joy that bubbles beneath the surface like a hidden spring, waiting to be discovered. And as you sink deeper into this calm, you recall all the moments in your life that have brought you here, the smiles shared, the hands held, the lessons learned in both light and shadow, each one a stepping stone along your journey, shaping the beautiful, complex soul that you are. And you realize that every experience, no matter how small or challenging, has contributed to the strength you carry within, a strength not loud or brash, but quiet, steady, and enduring like the roots of a mighty oak tree reaching deep into the earth, grounding you, sustaining you, even in the fiercest storms. And as you connect to this inner strength, you feel a warm glow spread through your chest, a light that grows brighter with each breath, filling you with courage and hope. And you know that this light is always with you, a beacon to guide you through dark times and a celebration in moments of joy. And as the gentle pulse of this light steadies your heart, you allow yourself to release the burdens you've carried, to lay them down softly beside you like stones no longer needed on your path. And with each release, you feel lighter, freer, as if wings were unfolding within you, ready to carry you to new heights, to new dreams, to new beginnings. And as sleep draws nearer, wrapping you in its soft, comforting veil, you trust fully in the wisdom of your body and soul, knowing that rest is not weakness but a sacred act of renewal, a necessary pause in the beautiful dance of life. And you let yourself fall gently into the arms of night, where dreams become the garden where your spirit can roam freely, nourished by hope and peace. And you awaken when the time is right, refreshed, renewed, and ready to greet the day with an open heart and a spirit alight with possibility. And as you drift further into the quiet embrace of night, your mind begins to wander gently through the vast landscapes of memory and imagination, like a slow river meandering through valleys of light and shadow, where every thought is a pebble smoothing softly against the water's edge. And you realize that within you lies an endless wellspring of stories yet to be told, dreams yet to be dreamed, and hopes yet to be nurtured. And as these thoughts settle softly around you, like a delicate veil woven from moonlight and stars, you feel a comforting sense of belonging to this world, to the endless dance of life, to the eternal rhythm of breath and heartbeat that connects you to all that is, was, and will be. And this belonging brings with it a profound peace, a knowing that you are part of something vast and beautiful, a tapestry of moments woven together by the hands of time. And as you breathe in this peace, your body relaxes more deeply into the soft surface beneath you, your muscles unwinding like spring blossoms opening to the warmth of dawn, and your mind slows, the constant chatter fading away until only a gentle hum remains, a lullaby sung by the universe itself, inviting you to surrender fully to rest, to let go of every tension and every care. And in this surrender, you find freedom, a freedom to be exactly as you are, without judgment or expectation, just a soul resting quietly in the arms of night, safe and whole. And as your eyelids grow heavy and your breath deepens, you imagine yourself floating on a cloud made of dreams, drifting effortlessly across a sky painted with soft hues of lavender and gold, carried by a breeze that whispers stories of hope and healing. And with every breath, you sink further into this dreamscape, where the boundaries of time and space dissolve, and all that remains is the gentle pulse of peace, the soft glow of love, and the endless possibility of a new dawn waiting to greet you. And as you settle into this place between waking and sleeping, you feel a smile touch your lips, a quiet gratitude filling your heart, and you know that no matter what tomorrow brings, you carry within you a light that shines brightly, a light that can never be dimmed. And with this light held close, you drift fully into sleep, carried on waves of calm until the morning sun rises again, bringing with it a new day, a fresh start, and a heart open wide to all the beauty life has to offer. And as the night stretches endlessly around you, like a vast ocean of velvet sky sprinkled with countless shimmering stars, you find yourself becoming one with the quiet, peaceful rhythm of the universe, a rhythm that beats softly in your chest, steady and sure, a comforting melody that has played since the dawn of time. And in this rhythm, you feel a deep connection, not just to the world outside, but to the world within, to the hidden places inside your heart where dreams quietly grow, where hope patiently waits, and where love resides, warm and unwavering, a beacon that guides you through even the darkest nights. And as you breathe in this love, filling every corner of your being, you feel the weight of your worries begin to lift, like leaves carried away by a gentle autumn breeze, until only calm remains, soft and steady like the gentle ebb and flow of ocean tides. And as calm envelopes you completely, you begin to reflect on the journey you have traveled, the paths you have walked, the people who have touched your life, the moments of joy and sorrow that have shaped the unique and beautiful soul you are today. And with each thought, a wave of gratitude washes over you, warm and bright, reminding you that every step, every breath, every heartbeat has brought you here, to this perfect moment of peace, this sanctuary of rest. And as you hold this gratitude close, you feel your body sinking deeper into the softness beneath you, your muscles melting into relaxation, your breath slowing to a gentle, soothing cadence, and you imagine yourself lying in a peaceful meadow bathed in moonlight, the air cool and sweet with the scent of wildflowers, the stars twinkling overhead like tiny lanterns lighting your way. And in this meadow, you feel completely safe, completely free to just be, to dream, to rest. And as you close your eyes, the gentle hum of the night surrounds you like a lullaby, carrying you softly into the realm of sleep, where your spirit can wander freely, gathering strength and peace for the new day that awaits, a day full of promise, possibility, and the endless wonder of simply being alive. And as the gentle night wraps itself around you like a soft, comforting shawl, You feel the steady rhythm of your breath become your closest companion. Each inhale a quiet invitation to draw in peace. Each exhale a gentle release of all tension and worry. And in this quiet exchange, you find a sanctuary within yourself, a place untouched by the chaos of the world, where only stillness and calm reside. And as you sink deeper into this sanctuary, you begin to sense the subtle beauty of the present moment, the way your body feels weightless yet grounded, the way your mind slows and softens, the way your heart beats a steady, soothing song that reminds you you are alive, you are here, and you are enough. And as this realization sinks in, a tender warmth blooms in your chest, spreading slowly through your limbs like sunlight touching every leaf on a tree, a warmth born from the deep well of love you hold inside. A love that connects you to all living things, to the earth beneath your feet, to the stars above, to the endless flow of life that moves through you and around you in an unending dance. And as you breathe in this love, you feel yourself becoming lighter, freer, as if invisible wings have unfolded from your back, lifting you gently from the weight of worries and fears, carrying you toward a horizon filled with soft colors and quiet dreams. And as sleep draws near, you trust fully in the wisdom of your body, knowing that rest is not just a pause but a powerful renewal, a sacred gift that allows your spirit to heal, your mind to dream, and your heart to prepare for all the possibilities of tomorrow. And as you let yourself fall into the embrace of night, you know that in the morning you will wake with a calm strength, a clear mind, and a heart open wide, ready to greet the day with courage, joy, and endless wonder. And as the night deepens, the world around you grows quieter, softer, as if the very air itself has been woven from threads of silence and gentle dreams, and you find yourself floating within this softness, like a leaf drifting slowly on a serene lake, carried by currents of peace and stillness that flow through every fiber of your being. And in this drifting, you feel your worries dissolve, like mist lifting from the morning fields, until only the gentle hum of your breath remains, a rhythmic, soothing sound that connects you to the essence of life itself, the ancient pulse that has carried countless souls before you and will carry countless more long after. And as you listen to this pulse, you sense a deep belonging, a warm thread weaving you into the vast tapestry of existence, where every star, every tree, every quiet moment is part of a grand, beautiful story, and you are a vital, shining thread in that story, full of meaning and light. And with this knowing, a gentle smile tugs at the corners of your lips, a smile born from the simple, profound truth that you are enough exactly as you are. And as you hold this truth close, your body relaxes further, muscles melting into softness, eyelids growing heavier like curtains gently drawn across a window at twilight, and your mind begins to wander through the corridors of dreams, where possibilities stretch out like endless fields bathed in golden light. And you move freely through these fields, feeling the warmth of the sun on your skin, the softness of grass beneath your feet, the sweet scent of blooming flowers carried on a light breeze. And in this dreamscape, you are free to explore, to create, to rest, and to heal. And as the dream deepens, you feel yourself becoming lighter still, as if lifted on wings made of quiet hope and gentle joy, soaring effortlessly toward a dawn filled with promise and new beginnings. And in this soaring, you know that when you awaken, you will carry the peace of this night with you. A steady, calming light shining within, guiding you through whatever comes next, always reminding you that you are loved, you are strong, and you are exactly where you need to be. And as the quiet night enfolds you more deeply, like a soft whisper wrapping around your very soul, you feel yourself becoming lighter with each breath, as though invisible threads are gently loosening, releasing you from all tension, all burdens you may have carried through the day. And in this release, you find yourself moving effortlessly toward a place of profound peace, a tranquil sanctuary within, where the only sound is the steady rhythm of your heart beating softly, a sacred drum that reminds you are alive, you are present, and you are safe. And as you listen to this rhythm, it begins to harmonize with the slow, steady pulse of the universe itself, a vast, endless song of life and love that has echoed since the beginning of time. And in this harmony, you find a deep sense of belonging, a warm current flowing through your veins that connects you to everything that ever was and everything that ever will be. A connection that fills you with quiet joy and a gentle confidence that no matter where life's path leads, you will always find your way back to this place of calm, this place of rest, this place of love. And as you hold this knowing close, you feel your body sinking deeper into the softness beneath you, your muscles loosening, your eyelids fluttering gently as the edges of your awareness begin to blur. And in this blurred space, dreams begin to weave their magic, a tapestry of light and color, of hope and healing, where you are free to explore, to grow, to heal, and to dream without limits. And as the dreams swirl softly around you like a gentle breeze through autumn leaves, you let yourself drift fully into sleep, carried on waves of peace until the morning sun rises, bringing with it new light, new hope, and a heart ready to embrace the beauty of a brand new day. And as the night deepens its gentle embrace, you feel your mind softening like a field touched by the first dew of dawn, where every thought becomes a tender petal unfolding slowly, revealing the quiet beauty of stillness and rest. And you realize that in this sacred moment, nothing else matters but the serene rhythm of your breath, the steady beating of your heart, and the comforting weight of your body supported by the earth beneath you. And as you settle more deeply into this awareness, you imagine yourself standing on the edge of a vast, peaceful forest, where the trees reach tall and strong into the sky, their leaves whispering secrets of ancient wisdom in the softest breezes. And you step forward onto a path made of moss and sunlight, feeling the gentle cushion beneath your feet as you walk slowly, each step a gentle reminder that you are moving through life with grace and strength. And as you walk, the forest around you seems to breathe along with you, alive with quiet magic and deep calm, and you notice the warm golden light filtering through the canopy above, casting dappled patterns that dance gently across your skin. And in this light, you feel a profound sense of peace growing within you, a stillness so deep it feels like the very heartbeat of the earth. And as you continue along the path, you come upon a small, clear stream, its water sparkling and singing softly over smooth stones. And you pause to listen to its song, a melody of life and renewal that fills you with a gentle hope. And you reach out to touch the cool water, feeling its freshness flow through your fingers and into your soul, washing away any lingering worry or doubt, leaving only clarity and calm. And as you continue your journey beside this stream, the stars begin to appear overhead, twinkling like tiny beacons of light that guide you onward through the night. And with every breath you take, you feel yourself growing lighter, freer, more connected to the endless beauty of the world around you, until finally you find a soft, open glade bathed in moonlight, where you lie down in the gentle grass, the sky above vast and welcoming, and as you look up at the endless expanse of stars, you feel a deep gratitude welling in your heart for this moment of peace, this chance to rest and renew, and you know that when you awaken, you will carry this calm with you, a steady light to guide you through whatever the new day brings, always reminding you that you are loved, you are strong, and you are exactly where you need to be. And as you lie there in that quiet glade beneath the vast, star-studded sky, you feel the soft whisper of the night breeze brushing against your skin like a lullaby sung by the earth itself. A song that tells tales of ancient forests, winding rivers, and endless skies, and as the melody wraps around you, you begin to feel a deep connection to everything, the soft earth beneath you, the trees that stand tall and wise, the twinkling stars above, and the gentle rhythm of your own heartbeat. All part of one beautiful, eternal dance, and in this dance you are both a participant and an observer, moving with grace through the ebb and flow of life's mysteries, your spirit soaring free and light, unburdened by the cares of the day. And as you breathe in the cool night air, you feel a wave of calm wash over you, soothing every part of your body, melting away tension, until you are nothing but peace itself, a calm, endless ocean of stillness and quiet, vast and deep beyond measure. And as you drift further into this serene ocean, your thoughts grow softer, gentler, like the gentle ripple of water on a still lake at dawn, and you find yourself smiling softly, a smile born from the deep well of contentment and gratitude that fills your heart. And in this smile, you carry the promise of rest, renewal, and a tomorrow filled with hope. And as sleep takes you gently into its embrace, you know that this moment of peace will stay with you, a light shining quietly within, guiding you through the night and into the dawn of a brand new day. And as the night continues to weave its quiet magic, you find yourself enveloped in a cocoon of softness and light, where every breath you take feels like a tender caress, every heartbeat a gentle reminder that you are safe, you are loved, and you are exactly where you need to be in this vast, beautiful universe. And in this safe space, your mind begins to wander slowly, like a leaf drifting on a lazy river, meandering through memories and dreams, touching lightly on moments of joy, kindness, and love. And as you wander, you notice the simple beauty in these moments, the warm smile of a friend, the gentle touch of a loved one, the quiet strength you carry within yourself. And each of these memories fills you with a soft glow, a light that grows steadily brighter, illuminating your inner world with warmth and peace. And as this light grows, you feel yourself becoming more and more relaxed, your body sinking deeper into the softness beneath you, your muscles loosening, your thoughts slowing like the gentle drift of clouds across a clear blue sky. And in this slowing, you find the space to simply be, to breathe, to rest, to dream. And as you rest in this space, you know that tomorrow will come with new opportunities, new joys, and new adventures. But for now, all that matters is this moment of calm, this sacred pause where your spirit can heal and your heart can breathe freely. And as you let yourself sink fully into this moment, you feel a quiet smile spread across your lips. A smile that carries the quiet power of peace and the gentle strength of love. And with this smile, you close your eyes, letting the gentle waves of sleep wash over you, carrying you softly into the realm of dreams, where anything is possible and everything is calm. And in this realm, you find rest, renewal, and the endless promise of a new dawn. And as you lie there, embraced by the quiet night, you begin to feel a sense of timelessness settle over you, like the gentle unfolding of a flower that knows no hurry, no rush, only the patient, tender growth toward light and life. And in this timelessness, your thoughts soften into a gentle hum, a melody of peace that vibrates quietly beneath your skin, whispering of deep forests where ancient trees stand as silent guardians, where streams murmur softly over smooth stones, and where the air is filled with the subtle scent of pine and earth. And you imagine yourself walking slowly through this forest, feeling the cool shade beneath the canopy, hearing the distant call of an owl, and sensing the calm presence of the natural world all around you. And as you walk, you become aware of the small miracles, the delicate curve of a leaf, the intricate patterns of bark, the shimmering dance of light through the branches. And in these miracles, you find a profound sense of wonder and gratitude, a reminder that even in the simplest things, there is beauty and magic. And as your steps carry you deeper into the heart of this forest, you feel your spirit lifting, your worries melting away like morning mist warmed by the sun. And in this place of calm and wonder, you find rest, not just for your body, but for your mind and soul as well. And as you pause to breathe deeply, filling your lungs with the fresh, clean air, you feel a soft smile touch your lips, a smile born from the quiet knowledge that you are exactly where you need to be, safe, loved, and at peace. And with this smile, you close your eyes gently, allowing the gentle rhythm of your breath to guide you into a deep, restful sleep, where your dreams are filled with light, hope, and the endless possibilities of tomorrow. And as the quiet night continues to hold you gently, you feel the soft pulse of your breath moving through you like a gentle river, carrying away any lingering tension or worry. And you imagine yourself floating on that river, drifting slowly beneath a sky filled with countless stars, each one a tiny beacon of hope and light. And as you float, you notice the coolness of the water against your skin, the soft rustle of leaves in the breeze, and the peaceful stillness that surrounds you like a warm blanket. And in this stillness, your mind begins to quiet, thoughts slowing to a gentle trickle, until all that remains is a deep, serene calm, like the surface of a lake untouched by wind, smooth and clear and endless. And in this calm, you feel a deep connection to everything, the earth beneath you, the sky above, the life all around, and the quiet strength within you that has carried you through every challenge and will continue to carry you through whatever lies ahead. And as you breathe in this connection, you feel your heart filling with a soft, glowing light, a light that spreads warmth and peace through every corner of your being. And with each breath, this light grows stronger, until you are filled completely with a sense of safety, love, and calm. And as you close your eyes, you let yourself drift fully into this peaceful light, surrendering to the gentle pull of sleep, knowing that when you awake, you will carry this calm and strength with you, ready to face the new day with a heart open wide and a spirit free. And as the night stretches on, you feel yourself becoming one with the quiet world around you, a gentle part of the vast, endless night that cradles you softly like a tender lullaby whispered by the stars themselves. And you imagine yourself lying beneath a sky so vast and deep that it feels like an ocean of dreams, its surface shimmering with the light of a million stars, each one a story, a memory, a hope shining softly across the darkness. And as you gaze upward, your thoughts begin to drift, like clouds slowly moving across the moonlit sky, light and free, carrying with them the gentle weightlessness of peace and rest. And in this drifting, you feel the steady rhythm of your breath, deep, calm, and easy, like waves rolling softly against a quiet shore. And with every inhale, you draw in the cool, fresh night air, filling your lungs with the soothing essence of calm. And with every exhale, you release all the tension, all the worries, all the noise that has gathered through the day, until your body feels as light as a feather, as free as the wind that rustles the leaves of the ancient trees standing guard nearby, their branches swaying gently in the night breeze, whispering secrets of the earth and sky, of the cycles of life and the endless dance of time. And as you listen to their whispers, you feel a deep connection to the natural world, a sense of belonging that fills your heart with quiet joy and a warm, steady light. A light that glows softly within you like a candle, in the dark, unwavering and true. And as this light grows, you feel it spreading through your entire being, warming your chest, your arms, your legs, your fingertips, until every part of you is glowing with a peaceful radiance. And in this radiance, you find the strength to let go fully, to surrender to the embrace of sleep, to trust that the night will carry you safely through until the dawn. And as you close your eyes, you feel yourself drifting deeper and deeper into this restful space, where dreams unfold like delicate petals, where your spirit is free to soar on wings of light and hope, and where the promise of a new day shines bright and clear, just beyond the horizon, waiting to welcome you with open arms and a heart full of possibility. And as the gentle night wraps around you like a soft, warm blanket woven from the threads of stars and moonlight, you feel a peaceful stillness settling deep within your bones, a quiet calm that moves slowly through every part of you, from the tips of your toes to the crown of your head, as if the very essence of the universe is flowing through you in a steady, loving current. And in this flow, all your worries and cares begin to dissolve like morning mist under the gentle touch of the rising sun, leaving behind only the pure, clear space of presence and peace. And you find yourself drifting through this space effortlessly, like a feather carried on a soft breeze, light and free, moving gently without any need to resist or hold on. And as you drift, you become aware of the subtle sounds of the night, the distant call of an owl, the rustling of leaves in the cool air, the faint trickle of a nearby stream, each one a small note in the symphony of the natural world, a song that speaks of rest, renewal, and the endless cycle of life. And as you listen to this song, you feel yourself becoming part of it, your breath blending with the rhythm of the earth, your heartbeat syncing with the pulse of the stars above, until you are no longer separate, but a single thread in the vast tapestry of existence. And in this unity, you find a deep and abiding comfort, a sense that you are never alone, never lost, but always held and supported by the gentle hands of the universe. And as you hold onto this comfort, your body relaxes even further, sinking deeper into softness, your muscles melting like wax under the warm glow of candlelight, your eyelids fluttering gently as the pull of sleep grows stronger. And in this tender surrender, you feel yourself slipping into dreams that are sweet and gentle, filled with light and warmth, a place where your spirit can play freely, heal fully, and rest completely. And as you journey through these dreams, you carry with you the peaceful light of this night, a light that will stay with you always, guiding you safely through the dark and into the bright promise of morning. As the night deepens, you feel yourself becoming more and more intertwined with the soft, velvety darkness that surrounds you, a darkness that is not empty or frightening, but instead full of gentle mystery and quiet comfort, like the hush of a lullaby sung by the universe itself, and you imagine yourself lying on a vast meadow beneath the infinite sky, where the grass beneath you is cool and soft, and the scent of wildflowers drifts lightly on the breeze, a sweet, delicate perfume that fills your senses with calm and ease, and above you, the stars twinkle with a gentle, knowing light, each one a silent guardian watching over you, a tiny flame of hope and peace that burns steadily against the vastness of the night. And as you breathe in this calm, you feel a wave of warmth spreading through your body, starting at the tips of your toes and rising slowly like golden sunlight spilling over the horizon, warming every muscle, every bone, every fiber of your being, until you are wrapped in a cocoon of soothing light and love, a place where nothing can harm you, nothing can disturb you, only peace and safety. And in this cocoon, your mind begins to wander softly, drifting through memories of kindness and joy, moments of laughter shared and quiet times spent in gentle companionship. And each memory is like a tiny seed planted in the fertile soil of your heart, ready to bloom into hope and gratitude. And as you tend these seeds with your breath, nurturing them with each inhale and exhale, you find yourself growing lighter, freer, more at ease than you have been in a long time. And in this lightness, you allow yourself to release all the tension and worry that may have lingered, to let it fall away like leaves in autumn. And as the last of these worries drift away, you feel a profound sense of renewal wash over you, a cleansing wave of peace and rest that fills every corner of your being. And as you sink deeper into this peaceful space, your eyelids grow heavy, your body softens completely, and you surrender fully to the gentle pull of sleep, trusting that you will awaken refreshed, renewed, and ready to embrace the new day with an open heart and a calm spirit. And as the stars continue to shine softly above you, you slip quietly into dreams filled with light, hope, and the endless possibilities that tomorrow holds. And as you drift deeper into the serene night, you become aware of the soft symphony that surrounds you, the subtle rustling of leaves as a gentle breeze meanders through the trees, the distant call of a nightingale singing its soothing melody, and the rhythmic whisper of your own breath, steady and calm like the ebb and flow of a peaceful tide. And with each breath, you feel yourself sinking further into a cocoon of tranquility, where time slows to a tender crawl and every moment stretches out like a warm embrace, wrapping you in the comfort of pure, unbroken stillness. And in this stillness, your mind becomes a quiet pond, its surface smooth and undisturbed, reflecting the twinkling stars above and the soft glow of the moonlight that bathes the world in gentle silver hues. And you realize that in this peaceful reflection, you are connected to something much larger than yourself. An endless web of life and light that pulses quietly beneath the surface of existence, holding you gently in its loving arms, supporting you through every high and low, every joy and sorrow. And as you feel this deep connection, a wave of gratitude swells within your heart, warm and expansive like the rising sun, filling you with a profound sense of belonging and peace. And with this gratitude comes a soft smile, a quiet knowing that no matter what happens, you are never truly alone, and that this vast, beautiful universe is always watching over you, guiding you gently on your path. And as you hold onto this comforting truth, your body grows heavier and softer, melting into the bed or earth beneath you, and your thoughts become slow and gentle, like the flutter of butterfly wings, until they too drift away on the soft winds of sleep, carrying you tenderly into a realm of dreams where all is calm, all is bright, and where your spirit can rest, heal, and renew itself for the promise of a new day filled with light, love, and endless possibility. And as you continue to sink deeper into this gentle night, you begin to feel the quiet magic of the moment wrapping around you like a soft, warm cloak, shielding you from every worry and fear, a cloak woven from the threads of stillness, comfort, and infinite kindness. And within this embrace, your breath flows slow and even, like the steady rhythm of waves caressing a quiet shore beneath a silver moon, each inhale bringing in calm and peace, each exhale releasing any lingering tension or stress. And with every breath, you feel your body becoming lighter, as if you are floating on a cloud made of the softest cotton, drifting effortlessly across the vast sky of dreams, free from all burdens and cares. And as you float, your mind begins to wander gently through a peaceful landscape of your own imagining, a meadow bathed in golden sunlight, wildflowers dancing softly in the breeze, a gentle stream murmuring sweetly as it winds its way through tall, whispering grass. And as you explore this tranquil place, you feel your heart filling with a quiet joy and gratitude for the beauty of this world, for the simple moments of peace and love that weave themselves through your life like delicate threads of gold. And in this moment, you realize that you are exactly where you are meant to be, safe, loved, and whole. And as you hold this realization close, you feel a deep sense of rest settling over you. A rest that reaches into the very core of your being, soothing every ache and worry, every restless thought. And as sleep gently pulls you down into its warm embrace, you carry with you the soft glow of this peace, a light that will shine quietly within you through the night and into the dawn, guiding you gently into the new day with a heart full of hope, a spirit free and calm, and the endless promise of all that is yet to come. And as the night deepens, the world around you fades into a quiet hush, a stillness so profound it feels like the universe itself is holding its breath, waiting patiently as you settle into the softness of this moment, and you feel yourself melting slowly into the gentle embrace of rest, your body sinking deeper into whatever lies beneath you, a bed, the earth, a cloud of dreams, so soft and inviting that all your muscles release their tension, and your thoughts grow quieter, like leaves settling softly to the forest floor after a gentle rain, each breath you take drawing you further into calm, each exhale letting go a little more of the day's worries and cares, until they are nothing but distant echoes fading into the vast expanse of night. And in this peaceful silence, your mind begins to wander to places of wonder and beauty, to fields of lavender under endless skies, to quiet lakes reflecting the moon's silver light, to forests where the trees whisper ancient stories to the stars. And as you travel through these dreams, you find yourself surrounded by light and love, by kindness and safety, wrapped in a cocoon of warmth that shields you from harm and fills you with comfort. And in this sanctuary, you feel a deep connection to the world and to yourself, a connection that is unbreakable, steady, and true. And as you hold this connection close, a gentle smile touches your lips, your eyelids grow heavy, and you give yourself permission to rest fully, to surrender to the soft pull of sleep, knowing that in the morning you will awaken refreshed, renewed, and ready to greet the day with a heart full of hope and peace. And as you drift even further into the quiet embrace of night, your mind feels lighter, as if it's shedding the weight of all that has been, releasing every care and worry into the vastness around you, where they dissolve like stars fading at dawn, and you imagine yourself lying beneath a wide, endless sky, the cool breeze brushing softly against your skin, carrying with it the sweet scent of night-blooming flowers and the fresh earth after rain. And in this moment you feel perfectly at peace, connected to the gentle rhythm of the world, to the steady pulse of your own breath, to the soothing heartbeat of the earth beneath you. And as you breathe slowly and deeply, you feel a sense of calm growing steadily within, like a warm ember glowing softly in your chest, spreading its light and warmth throughout your entire being, easing any lingering tension and filling every part of you with quiet contentment. And with each breath, you sink deeper and deeper into this peaceful state, your muscles relaxing, your mind softening, your heart opening wide to the tender stillness around you. And as you surrender fully to this moment, you allow yourself to drift into the gentle arms of sleep, knowing that you are safe, loved, and exactly where you need to be, wrapped in the softest light of rest, ready to wake refreshed and renewed when morning comes, ready to embrace the new day with calm and grace. As you continue to drift through the quiet night, you become aware of the subtle rhythm of the world around you, the gentle rustle of leaves, the soft call of distant night birds, and the slow, steady beat of your own heart, each sound weaving together into a peaceful melody that lulls your mind into calm, easing away any remaining traces of tension or restlessness. And with each breath you take, you feel more deeply connected to this vast, gentle universe, as if you are a single, shining thread, woven into a tapestry of light and love that stretches beyond the stars, wrapping you in safety and warmth. And as this feeling of belonging grows, you feel a deep sense of gratitude blooming quietly within your chest, a soft glow that fills you with comfort and peace. And you allow this gratitude to wash over you like a gentle tide, carrying you further into rest, where dreams come softly and gently, bringing with them images of serene landscapes bathed in golden sunlight, calm waters reflecting the sky's endless blue, and fields of wildflowers swaying softly in the breeze. And as you explore these dreamscapes, you find yourself wrapped in a cocoon of safety and love, free to rest, heal, and renew your spirit. And as sleep pulls you deeper into its warm embrace, you know that when you awaken, you will carry this peaceful light within you, a steady flame to guide you through your day with grace, calm, and hope.